welcome to my channel. My name is Becca, and in this video I'm going to show you something a little bit different. As a full-time reseller, I think most of us know that you don't really switch off from it. At the beginning of this year, I said to myself I was going to make sure I spent one day a week doing something I enjoyed. That something I've chosen is to learn how to mosaic, and I'm using recycled materials. I thought I would show you what I have had to buy, what I've collected up, and what I've done so far. I'm a complete beginner, but I thought I would share with you what I'm doing. Okay, so if I show you the equipment I have and I am using, these two pieces here I already had. This is a glass cutter. I haven't used that yet, but watching some videos on YouTube, some people do use these to make the right shapes that they want. So I've kept this in with what I'm using in case I come across it. And these were also something I already had, and they're glass nibblers, which can be used to nibble piece of tiles and pieces of plates into shape. This is something I brought specially for this. Now they're not the ideal ones I want. These are Vigex 225 hand tile cutters. What I really want are the side biters, because at the moment when I take a piece of tile, I can't go in onto it square unless there's an angle. So I'm going to save up and get some side biters, but these are working well enough at the moment. I use PVA glue to stick the pieces onto before I grout it. This is something I already have. I paid £1.99 for that out of B&M a long time ago, and that's a big bottle. That's a 1 litre bottle, so it'll be a while before I need to get any more of that. This is something else I've brought, and it's a rubber kidney. I brought this from Amazon for £1.99. I have used these in artwork before. The tiles are wearing into this already. I don't know whether that's because I'm not making the tiles smooth enough on the edges, or that is just quite common using a rubber kidney on mosaics. But that's a small price tool that if I need to get another one, it won't cost too much. And the other thing I have brought is Bondit floor cement-based floor tile grout, because I wanted the things that I'm making to be able to go outside. This cost £6.99 from Amazon. It's grey. I do want to experiment with different colours, but while I'm still learning, I just wanted to get a cheap bag. This is a 3 kilogram bag, and it seems to be going quite a long way. You only need a small amount for a small piece. That's the equipment and the tools I'm using so far. I'll see if I can find links to each of the items and put in the description. I'll show you what work I've done up to this point. Okay, so this was the first piece I had done, and it was before I had brought the tile cutters. So this was all broken up inside a Hessian sack with a hammer. Very difficult to get these small pieces. I could have done a lot better job on this if I had waited for the tile cutters, but I was impatient and wanted to get something done. I'd already had the grout. I would have liked to have made these pieces smaller. I've also learned that these pieces are sticking up, and that makes this quite sharp, so I have to work on getting all the pieces smoother. But as a first piece, I was quite pleased with it. I then brought these glass square tiles and these iridescent ones that I put around the outside just to finish that off. It's been dropped and broken there, but this was just on a scrap of old chipboard I found. I don't really want to be buying pieces. I don't want to get into the habit of that. I want to find broken crockery, broken jewellery, or anything else really I think would make a nice mosaic. But I was just impatient to get that finished off. It only cost I think £2 for a pack of these green ones, and then another £2 for a pack of the iridescent ones. But it was also a good practice on smoothing the grout on raised surfaces, because as you can see, the little iridescent ones are taller than the glass ones. I like the grey grout in this. It shows the lines, but isn't too dark around the light pieces, or too light around the dark pieces. So as a first piece, I was happy with that. Okay, this piece has been an experimental piece from the start. These little glass coloured squares are from a pack of 400 I think that I brought. I have since discovered that you can break these up into smaller pieces, because I personally don't like the uniform squares of this one. While the glue was drying, a cat ran over it and so made these dry wonky, but I actually like them at different angles. As you can see, I've tried to make a number in there, but having the dark colours around these ones didn't bring that out as much. I say this is an experimental one and it's not completely finished. I've been playing with wider gaps to see how the grout works in wider gaps. And as you can see on the back, this was just a tile. I wanted to see if I can create a smooth surface, so I made sure I used all of one item. And having wide gaps, the grout really sinks and cracks. So I think it's important to put, if you're using cheap grout, to put the pieces closer together, because that doesn't seem to work very well. On the edges here, I've used a cup. I'll just show you. I have a set here that is destined to be broken up at some point. Some little bone china cups and plates. Well, I used a cup because I wanted to practice on getting my edges smoother. So when you ran your fingers across it, it wasn't as sharp as the yin yang I'd done. Having them closer together does help the grout. There's a few sharp edges, but I have done a better job than I did with my first one. Having the tile cutters helped because I could manipulate the pieces a bit better. I've done the other end the same. That's not been grouted yet, so that's something I'm going to be doing today. Okay, this was something my other half and myself did. We wanted to see what it would be like to use the Polycell Fix and Grout, which we already had. As it was white, I wanted to see what the piece of plates look like against the white. But using this does not work. It's a very dry, chalky substance. And doesn't. I'm leaving too big a gaps. I need to get better at leaving not so wide gaps, but this grout doesn't work very well at all. I haven't cleaned it properly. I needed smaller gaps in between the tiles, and it's just too chalky. These wouldn't work outside either. This one, we've put grout around the top, and that that just doesn't dry smooth. You've really got to manipulate it to get it to go smooth, and it moves. Maybe on a flat surface this would have worked. And then he's used the grey grout on the bottom here. And again, I think we shouldn't be leaving as wide a gaps. We're quite limited with the plates and pieces we've got to use at the moment. We're going to go on a hunt for some more crockery, and then hopefully we'll have a lot more choice. Okay, this is a much larger piece that I've taken all the little bits that I've learned across doing the few bits so far. This side is from a white plate, and this side is from a white tile. I've really rammed pieces in. I think ideally I'd like to fill in these pieces here as well, so when it comes to grouting it will all be one smooth piece. It's kind of been put on hold because I need to track down the right pieces I want to use for it. I'd like to do gold in here, but finding some gold crockery is proving quite difficult. And then there will be the problem of whether or not I'll be able to get something that's the same level as both of these two already. Something I need to sort of have a look into and research what I need to do to create that effect. But I'd like blue for around the outside, and then a silver for this frame round here. But I'll see what I find. You never know, I may see something and change my mind completely, but that's the sort of next biggest piece I'm working on. So that's all I've really got to show you on my mosaics at the moment, but I do think it's important, whatever you enjoy doing, that you make sure you step away from your work and spend a bit of time doing whatever that thing may be. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, welcome to my channel, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be told when I upload another video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.